We are back at the Jersey Baseball Show after a couple of weeks off. Very special guest this week, Shane Panzini, Big Red from down the shore, Red Bank Catholic, high school, all state, all American, and really 4 or 5 days away from his life changing for good. So, Major League Draft preview here. Welcome to the show, Shane, and happy to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so before we get going, we do have to make our sponsors happy. We are brought to you by the Edward Lesky Company, contractors up in Union, New Jersey. Work safe, work smart, work tomorrow. Great supporters of high school, college, ACBL baseball, and happy to have them on board. So Shane Panzini, fantastic year, Red Bank Catholic, 9-0, topping out high 90s. Major League Draft Board shooting up, in the top 100 prospects in the country. First of all, like I said, welcome to the show. But what's going through your mind right now, knowing that things are going to change in a few days for your life?
And it's pretty surreal right now. And honestly, the last few days and the next few days coming up is going to be just the time. The time's slowing down and the days are going a lot slower. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's right, first round of the draft coming up on Sunday. No, it's probably not going to happen in round one, although you never know, right? I mean, that's certainly looking at a Monday selection, right? Sometime in those Monday rounds. I'm guessing right now you can't believe that it's still 5 days away, right? It seems like it's just got to be inching by right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, ever since I got home from the combine, it was just knew it was going to be, continue to throw a little bit, continue to work out and just wait. And I thought it'd be a lot quicker than this, but it's been slowing down every day.
Yeah, I'm sure, right? It's going to be the slowest weekend of your life coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to go over a couple of things. First of all, high school season, young team, Red Bank Catholic this year, you being obviously the leader, 9-0, 115 strikeouts, which is just ridiculous to even think about in a shortened high school season. A lot of great games along the way. Certainly the victory over Bishop Eustace, who was the #1 team in the state, with not only you striking out, I think 14 or something in that game, but also kind of solidifying that pitchers who rake spot, hitting the ball about 9.5 miles for a long home run in that game. We'll start with the high school year because obviously you didn't get to play high school ball in 2020. The Last Dance kind of took the place of it, but to go through a whole season with your guys one last time, down the shore being the guy, what's your thoughts looking back on the high school season?
Going into the season, we weren't really sure how strong we would be. Especially after the preseason, we kind of struggled. I think we had 3 or 4 games. We only won one of them, and we got smoked in the other ones. But going into the season, we were pretty unsure of what was going to happen. We were really young this year, like you said, so we honestly didn't know what to expect from anyone. But as the season went along, a bunch of kids stepped up, especially the freshmen, Declan Leary, Sean Griggs, 2 freshmen that played major roles and having a good year for us. And then honestly, we just kind of started winning and kept winning and didn't really slow down until the end of the season.
Rewarding for you, I get, the last time you played high school ball, you were sophomore and obviously dominated at that point, but just being the senior and the leader on a young team is got to be a different feeling too, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I don't want to say there's more pressure, but I mean, basically there's more pressure on you to, as a leader to, carry a team. But like I said, everyone stepped up and it made it a lot easier for me to go out there and just have fun with all the guys.
So high school ball ends and very quickly shift into kind of draft mode. You were invited to the MLB Draft Combine down in Cary a couple of weeks ago. Let's talk about that experience because, really the first time that MLB really did that. What was it like? seemed like a really cool experience for everybody who got to participate in it. But what do you remember from that? And tell us about your experiences, just kind of behind the scenes with all the education they were giving you, and then on the field, getting your chance to show your stuff.
Yeah, so usually like combines are like you go there and show off your physical talent, pitching, and then they had more things like movements and all that stuff. But the thing I really took out of it was the dinners. At dinners, that we'd have presentations and speakers. They had individual meetings with teams. So you'd walk into a hotel room, you'd be sitting down with the GM of a team and the front office people, and it was really informational. And it was just it was a long 8 days, but you get your own hotel room. You get to hang out with your buddies the whole time, and I guess you get treated like a pro. I mean, they bus you everywhere, give you plane tickets, and it was just really fun.
And then on the mound, tell us how you did.
I did pretty good. I went 2 innings. I struck my first 5 guys out, and then I walked the sixth batter, and on the first pitch, he tried stealing him. My catcher threw him out. So it was pretty not easy, but wasn't a lot of effort.
I like that you say that's pretty good. You didn't strike out all six, right? Just 5 out of the first 6.
I mean, by the time you strike out the 5th one, you want to do all 6. So when I walked, I was pretty pissed off.
So those are top prospects from high school, college. Was it all high school? Was it who was the other guys that were there?
So the high schoolers went down there for the full week. Most of them, they got down there on a Monday. Games started Wednesday, and the games were just high schoolers. And I think either Wednesday or Thursday night, the college kids came in, and I think they were there just for the meetings. They did the meetings, and like they were there for the guest speakers and everything like that. But they didn't actually get to play. They did their own bullpens and like BP and stuff like that, but no games for them.
Okay, so you obviously show very well there. A crazy and awesome and like unprecedented year it is for New Jersey. Not only high school baseball but high school pitchers. Between with you. Anthony Salmita was with us a couple weeks ago with Chase Petty. I mean, tell us about how it feels to A, represent New Jersey when you go to these things, but also B, to be part of like people are going to look back at this class for years and say, wow, 3 of the top 50, top 100 guys picked in the draft were New Jersey high school pitchers. I mean, what's that say about Jersey baseball?
I mean, I got to play with him over the summer a lot, and actually at the combine I was with Sean Hard from St. Joe's too. So
right.
He's another big arm. Pierce Capola's another big arm. I mean, there's a full list of a bunch of guys who I can't even begin to name, but there's a lot of talented arms in this state, and it's just crazy, thinking like you go down there and everyone's like, "Yo, you're from New Jersey?" Like that's kind of weird, but we've been put on the map recently, and we have big expectations coming in a few years.
That's right. Pierce, obviously a draft candidate. It's about 6 foot, 7'10". It looks like, out of the mountain.
I don't like taking pictures of him at games. Really small.
You've never looked so small, right?
Yeah, he was my roommate at the All-American game. He took up his whole bed. His feet were hanging out.
And meanwhile, you're 6'3" and look like you're about my size, pretty much.
I was like, oh, come on.
and obviously Anthony's about the same size as you are.
Yeah, he's a big kid too.
Yeah, but you're gonna miss not hitting.
Yeah. Hitting in high school is pretty fun, especially with the metal bats, but I don't know how I would handle a wood bat.
That's true. I guess they're taking the metal bats away. Maybe it is time to give it up, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have a pretty, I mean, you talk about a win-win choice, as much as obviously the dream, everybody dreams of playing in the majors. The win-win choice that you're going to have that people maybe don't know and probably do, but if it's not the draft on this hand, it's UVA over here. So I mean, while you're down at the combine, I think that was during College World Series time too. what was it like watching the school that you committed to 2 years ago make that run? You know, they weren't really seeded to make it out of regionals, first of all, and then kind of have the dramatic super regional win again. New Jersey, Kyle Teal, you know, the game winning home run. What's going through your head watching that too?
It's like, oh, I really want to be there next year. I want to be in Omaha with, I know a lot of guys in my my class going there with me. I want to be there with them next year. But then you have like mixed feelings about everything. You start thinking, overthinking everything, and it's just something you gotta sit down with your family and talk about and come to a decision.
Let it happen and know that you can't go wrong, really.
Yeah, like I said, a win-win. So whichever happens, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Tell us about Virginia, the university. What, besides obviously the record of, national championship in the world, in the finals, World Series, pretty good track record of, either getting to Omaha in the last, 10 years or so, or getting far into the year. But, as a school, what was that experience like, and what really, kind of set Virginia apart in your mind as far as wanting to go there?
Yeah, so growing up, my parents value education. They say use athletics to get you in the best academic school possible.
Yep.
So, going to UVA is a mixture of both. You got a really good academic side of it, and then you got a really good athletic side of it. So, I went down there after my last game, sophomore year in high school. I went down there, had a virtual tour on FaceTime with the coach because like the rules before junior year or something, or
right.
I forget. But even with that being said, I mean, walking around the campus, there's so much history there. It's just an awesome place, and like I said, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's a short list of, a few schools. I mean, Vanderbilt's obviously there too, that really hit both, that give you the academic and the baseball experience. In Virginia, I mean, just it's hard to beat, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love the coaching staff as well. They're great guys.
Yeah. So get through the combine. You're back here now. What are you doing other than looking at the clock and looking at the calendar, between now and the draft?
Like I said before, I try to keep thinking about it, obviously, but at the same time, you try not to think about it.
Sure.
I've been throwing still, working on it every day. I've been up working camps at RBC with my coach, but every time you try not to think about it, you'll like see a baseball sitting on the ground and be like, oh wait, the draft's this weekend. So
someone like me asking another question, right? It just doesn't go away.
No, it's pretty normal at this point.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get real pretty soon, so you're gonna have to get used to it.
Sure. Now the camp you're working right now is the school camp, right? The RBC baseball camp.
Yep.
What's that like? Because obviously when you were younger, on the way, coming on the way up, you're going to that camp as a kid going to RBC, right? Going into school and getting, and going through that process. Now being on the other side is, a senior graduating, but also got to have a little clout to, I can't imagine anybody going to the camp doesn't know what's in store for you here, and know what your track record is. So, what's it like being on the other side and kind of being the sort of celebrity in camp too?
Well, the whole time I'm around my teammates, so they never hype me up. So that's why I like being around those kids. They're always treat me like everyone else, and
yeah,
just normal.
Have a way of knocking you down a little bit.
Exactly, anything they can to shoot me down. But like you said, they being in that position when I was in middle school, it was like, oh my God, I really want to go here. Like this high school is gonna be great, awesome field, awesome coach, awesome coaching staff. You get to meet the players like what we are now, and then being in the reverse position now, it's like I was in this position like someday. I remember being that little and being annoying, so that's why you had to have a long leash with these kids. They're pretty annoying, some of them, but you just gotta stick with it.
Yeah, how important is it to you? Obviously, Red Bank Catholic. You mentioned your parents' valuation of education and that side of the experience too. How important is it to you to give back to the program in this way?
It's very important. We don't do it for money or anything. We just go up and volunteer our
Yeah,
time, and we just think about everything coach has done for us and what the school's done for us. Bringing us together and winning championships. It's definitely something we can't get repaid with, but it's just awesome. So we'll do anything we can to help the school out, and just a great environment up there.
definitely, definitely, and obviously a great, statewide and regional and nationally known program too. And you want to, I'm sure, want to do everything you can to, pay it forward, so to speak, and make sure it stays that way for the next generation.
Yeah, this camp's really important also in getting kids to come. You can show them how like the tradition there, the winning
Yeah.
tradition, like the values of RBC baseball, and most of the time it works, and sometimes you get kids to go to CBA, but
Yeah, well, make them go to their camp or something. I don't know. That's probably just the annoying ones, right?
yeah.
So, as much as you're trying to ignore it, it's still out there. Obviously, the draft. You've been a baseball fan, I'm sure, as long as you can remember. And if we said Shane Panzini is a fan of the blank, you would answer, unfortunately, with
Mets.
yeah.
Actually,
Unfortunate, but
they're not doing too bad this year, but
no, should be their year in their division, right? I mean, as long as DeGrom can stay healthy, I've never seen a pitcher like that before.
yeah, it's like watching something you never thought you'd be seeing. But
was gonna say, as a pitcher, when you watch somebody who's just superhuman, do you appreciate it more? Like, how is this even possible? It's so hard to do what he's doing, and just like the way he just domination of major league hitters.
yeah, it's unreal. You see kids doing it in high school, maybe doing it in high school, and you're like, wow, this kid's are really good. Like this guy's doing it against the best hitters in the world.
Yeah.
So you can't even like compare those two things, and he's doing it against the best hitters like ever. It's unreal, but it's just really cool to watch.
So knowing that you are so close to potentially having the dream part of your path start, how do you find yourself fighting that like, I've been watching the Mets all my life, and now it's kind of like becoming reality? I mean, you mentioned surreal in the beginning, and what's kind of going through your head as far as that part of the path right now?
Like your life just changing in every aspect. Not being a teenager anymore, it's your job, so you gotta represent the club well, everyone around you, your family. Everything you do is going to be watched, so it's just really important to pay attention at all times and be in your game 24/7.
How do you stay grounded and kind of keep it humble? Is that parents, family, and your friends and high school teammates kind of keeping you in line a little bit?
Well, I think it starts with my brothers. They wouldn't care if I won the lottery; they'd still beat the crap out of me. Yeah, honestly, the most important is probably family and, like you said, friends, because the kids I still hang out with this day are kids I've grown up with. So they know me as just Shane, nothing else than that, one of them. And that's what I like. That's why I like hanging out with those guys, because they don't treat me any different than anyone else, and we can just go hang out and just do normal stuff, and it's really fun.
So Monday obviously is the big day. You're gonna wear any plans for where you're gonna be at home, paying attention, watching? Is there any sort of big Panzini draft party celebration planned, or just kind of go with it?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be my mom, my dad, and my brothers in my house, just watching on TV. I guess like a normal family watching the draft, but yeah, it's just
But
pretty.
little brother might be in it. That's the only difference, right?
Yeah, maybe, and we'll have to behave.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just in case there's some cameras sitting around somewhere, right? Well, best of luck, Shane. I certainly appreciate you taking some time here. Last thought, just anybody that you want to, appreciate, thanks, along the way, obviously to get you to this point. I'm sure there's plenty going through your head, but anybody in particular.
Yeah, Niners baseball club, the travel team I played with my whole life, basically. Rob Maida, Galante, those guys over there. Coach Hausman at RBC has done a lot for me. Along with Coach Ping, Coach Moose up there, and then obviously my family, but all those supporting cast members has just helped me along the way.
Well, we are definitely pumped to see how it goes. I know it's going to be a tough, but ultimately incredibly rewarding decision for you either way. And like I said, there are tougher decisions in life than ones that are going to be a great decision no matter what. But obviously something like this is, it's a life-altering thing. And it seems like you've got everything kind of poised and ready, and in support and ready to go to make the right decision. Certainly wish you the best. Know that you represent Jersey very, very proudly and very well. And let's hope for the best here, and maybe it'll be the Mets that come calling.
All right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely. Thanks, Shane. Have a great day.